In this video, I want to talk a bit about the current balance of Pokemon Unite, and I think it's probably currently at its best state it has ever been, right? We had a lot of very broken metas. It started all, I feel like, some time ago with, like, you know, the Dragon Knight Serena meta, followed by Duraludon, followed by this Glaceon, Mr. Mime, Mew meta that we all, you know, went through. Zacian, we had Lapras, Umbreon, the Mewtwo's, right? Metagross as well was very broken for one entire patch. So we had a lot of very metas that were not very fun because it was always like one really strong, one just insanely strong god Pokemon. This video is also for people who are maybe interested in coming back to Unite to like find out that the game is actually in a pretty good state right now. And in case you don't know, currently in Master Rank in this entire season, EX Pokemon are banned from the game. You cannot play Mewtwo, you cannot play Zacian. Once there's at least one single Master player out of the 10, then no one in the entire lobby can pick the EX Pokemon. And of course, the EX Pokemon, Zacian and Mewtwo, have been a big balancing issue for this entire year, and them just being completely gone for an entire season is a bit of, you know, fresh air as well. And I do really like it that we don't have to deal, you know, with them at all right now. Even though Zacian, of course, got nerfed, so right now it's actually not even that good anyways. It doesn't matter what, just having them completely gone from the game for one entire season. Of course, it's not a great solution, but I'm still happy about it. It just makes the game actually feel fun right now. I don't think there's a single Pokemon where you can play right now that's absolutely bad. We're also going to look at some win rates in a second. That's also something I want to talk about. We're just going to look at all the win rates, and we really see that Unite's currently in a very good and healthy state when it comes to a balance. The only real issue that I have with the current meta is that there's certain Pokemon who have very unfun moves that you have to play against, right? So, of course, we talk about Umbreon, Clefable, maybe even still Slowbro, but Umbreon and Clefable are currently two very popular Pokemon that kinda make the game pretty unfun. They don't necessarily win games though, like they still have very normal win rates. It's just very unfun abilities, right? Melock, Gravity, I do think they have a bit of too low cooldown, which means they're always just going to be up, right? That's a big issue that we have, is that the downtime of those two is just non-existent. They're not skill shots either. Gravity is just put on the ground. Melock, you press onto your opponent. So they both don't even take any skill either, right? So it's just circuits and point and click. And then Slowbro Unite, of course, is still also a bit questionable, I have to say. And yeah, Metagross as well. Like, I feel like currently we don't have a god Pokemon. That doesn't exist. Metagross got nerfed, and apparently the nerfs were good enough for it to be not even a 50% win rate Pokemon, which I don't think is quite true. I do think it should be probably around like 51, 52% win rate. But yeah, you do notice the nerfs for sure, especially on Magnet Rise. So currently there is no Pokemon that just 1v9s every single game without you having a chance. So right now it's a great time to play Unite. If it wasn't for ranked, just know, always having the normal ranked issues. I feel like there's just normal ranked though, where your teammates are of course sometimes a bit questionable, but it doesn't matter what, right now it's a great time. Any Pokemon is pretty much viable and you can pretty much enjoy. Again, we're gonna look at some win rates in a second as well, just to show what's going on. People ask me as well in the past if I maybe should make like a meta report every single week, you know, go over the win rates of Pokemon every time it gets updated. I'm also going to link the website. A lot of people always ask me, what is the website where you get all this win rate stuff from? It's called Unite API, which we're going to look in a second. So right now, yeah, game is pretty fun. No Mewtwo. If you thought about maybe coming back to Unite, I think right now is a good time for you to enjoy it. Gyarados comes out tomorrow, or if you watch this week, this video a bit later, Gyarados is out, or will be out tomorrow on the 25th, depending on when you watch this video. I don't think Gyarados is going to be god tier Pokemon either. I think it's going to be probably quite fine. Cosmetic Cup is weak, so I think we're going to have a very healthy meta until draft happens as well. So right now you can get back into the game and you can get ready for draft, which will happen at the end of February when Pokemon Day is around. So that's also going to be very, very hype. So here we are on Unite API.dev, and they have something called meta right here, where we have win rates of every Pokemon and pick rate. But you always have to know this is only for the top 10,000 players, I think it gets recorded for. So, which is still, you know, a good amount of player base, but of course not the entire player base. So, but in the end, it will always be like around like master rank people, and it's quite interesting. So we still see Mewtwo and Mewtwo up here, but they're currently gone. You can see it was just, they still had games recorded from before people made it to master rank, right? And Mewtwo were still allowed, but you can see they have very low pick rates. So if we put this away, you can see currently the highest win rate Pokemon is Dodrio somehow. Got nerfed, but it's still one of the best Pokemon in the win rate, with a 52.48% win rate, which is totally reasonable, right? It's like nothing is currently at 54, 55, which we usually see, you know, being the case. And the lowest win rate is currently Gengar, somehow, with 47. But I don't even think Gengar is, like, this bad. Yeah, I think it's just... Yeah, I mean, Gengar's not great either, but, like, you know, 47% win rate, of course, doesn't really mean much. So this means you can see you can pretty much play almost every Pokemon. Every Pokemon is in a, you know, frame of 5% win rate, which is, I feel like, absolutely amazing. And I haven't seen this in quite a while. You can see above 50% as well. It's almost like half-half, right? Like, this is how the game should be, right? Like, half is above 50, the other half is under 50. So I think right now, like, this is, we haven't had this in quite a while, that the game is this close. You can see right here as well, like, how close are these Pokemon on win rate. People think Sableye is bad, but Sableye is not even a bad Pokemon. I consider Scizor bad, but I mean, this is still quite fine as well. Quite shocking, I feel like, are stuff like Tyranitar, Comfey, Venusaur. And the funny part is, this is also I want to talk about, people always consider Goodra as, like, an oppressive, broken Pokemon, yet it sits at this win rate. And people, I think, always complain about Dragon Pulse, which is funny as well, because Muddy Water pretty much has always outperformed Dragon Pulse when it comes to win rate. So it's also quite funny as, like, a side note. So yeah, so Dodrio as well, I made a video about it yesterday. Tri-Attack is currently very strong. Jump Kick Tri-Attack, if you can play this build, you're gonna have a great time. It's one of, I feel like it's a difficult build to play. You do need a lot of practice on it, but once you get it going, it's super fun and very strong. 6% win rate. I mean, maybe Dodrio's the god tier Pokemon. But of course, this is still a very low pick rate. You know, 23% played this. It's probably just some Dodrio mains that played, right? Dodrio has a 3% pick rate. So in the end, of course, it doesn't mean all too much. But yeah, as I talked about, you can see currently at the top, Clefable and Umbreon are the most played Pokemon. And that's just because of Gravity and Meanlock. They're super anti-fun, but you can see Clefable sitting at 50%, Umbreon actually sitting at the same percentage right here. You would think, like, yeah, they're perfectly balanced, right? But they're not, because their moves are just designed for no one to have fun. They're just so, they counter certain Pokemon so much, and they're just so anti-fun that it really makes the meta a bit worse. So if you look at balance, the meta is quite, you know, it's very healthy right now, I think. It's very healthy. But if you look at the pick rates, then we have point and click, point and click, point and click, point and click, stuns, point and click, Gardevoir getting buffed, you know? Like, when it comes to, like, how really skillful the Pokemon are, at the top, I feel like it's very, like, low-skill Pokemon in general. And very anti-fun, right? Slowbro is pretty anti-fun. Blastoise with Surf Hydro Pump, which is currently very popular. Let's see at the pick rate of Blastoise. You can see 74% of Blastoise players play Hydro Pump and Surf. Very frustrating to play against as well. There's also stuns, point and click, point and click, point and click, stun. You know. Gardevoir got buffed, but Gardevoir is still quite, like, you know, pretty much at where it should be, 50%. It's just a very good Pokemon as well. And then Metagross has... I'm actually surprised about Metagross. Like, I didn't expect it to drop down to this, honestly. I feel like there might also be a player-based issue, if I'm being honest, because I still do a lot with this. It does have pretty weak laning phase, so maybe that's why. You know, same for Tyranitar, takes a while. Gengar again is shocking to me, but I would be scared of buffing Gengar. Like, buffing Gengar is a very scary thought that, you know, in general, buffing speedsters is not a good idea. Urshifu is quite interesting. You might think, like, oh, Urshifu, I think he was somewhere here. Where's Urshifu? Here. Urshifu's here. But if you look at the win rates, it's just downplay Surging Strikes. It's probably one of the worst builds in the entire game right now. Or one of the worst Pokemon is this. Wicked Blow is quite good, but also I feel like only really in coordinated play. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the current meta. Do you currently enjoy playing? Would you think, you know, if it's still not fun because of Gravity and Umbreon, but it does really feel like there's no, like, super broken Pokemon right now, which is very healthy and fun for the game. It's just these things are not healthy. Icicle Spear, right? Like, this is also Phantom Force, just basic attacking, stuns, stored power, right? I think the only problem this game has right now, which I think is dealable with, is just this point and click stuff and easy, you know, access to stuns. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I sometimes also just like talking about the game. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!